It's time for Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. It's Grand Bahama's best talk show, highlighting all of the positive things happening in Freeport.
Look forward to our special guests each week that will tell you about events, activities, and initiatives that are making a remarkable impact on our community.
You'll also hear from local business owners and get a heads up on deals and special promotions. It's time to Focus Forward. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Grand Bahama's Best Talk Show, Focus Forward, sponsored by the Invest Grand Bahama unit of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. My name is Glendia Sweeting, Manager of Quality Assurance and Special Projects, and I am so delighted to be joined by my usual co-host, Alex Thompson, who is the Director of Public Affairs of the Downtown Freeport Business Association, and she has many other hats and titles, which she will tell you during the show, I promise you. But we're so happy today to be talking about ArtLucaya, Dream Big. This is, I want to say, the fourth year. The fourth year.
Fourth year for ArtLucaya.
That ArtLucaya has been changing the scene here for artists and creatives here on the island of Grand Bahama, and in particular within the city of Freeport. And so we are so excited because we want to know what's happening. They're dreaming big this year.
This is the Grand Bahama Art Festival.
Yes.
It's a whole weekend.
Yes. And everyone looks forward to it each and every year, and it gets bigger and better every time. Remember last year, so they moved into a new facility, into Mosaic, a permanent home, and lots of great things happening there. They're open every day.
And I heard they have, I think, upwards of 60 artists.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Quite a bit.
Right here in Grand Bahama.
Yes, and Grand Bahamian artists, both independent and those that are a part of the Grand Bahama Artists Association.
Can I boast a little bit?
Sure.
Y'all know if you're not here this weekend, you're totally missing out on an amazing time.
Yes.
Because this is bringing all of the creatives in one location right here in Grand Bahama. Y'all think, listen, this is our art basil.
Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
that's it.
Even better.
Even better.
Shall I say?
Okay, then do it.
Okay. But we're so excited to have the Grand Bahama Artists Association with us, the board members joining us. And of course, we could never have these kinds of shows because we never used to have them. But we're having them now because there's a wonderful lady by the name of Miss Fatima Zara Kaboub, who is the chairman of ArtLucaya, but she's also been the chairman of several other organizations that's been making a great impact within the community. Most recently, the Freeport Fashion Week that would have happened back in the month of March, and of course they're on year 3, and so much has been happening, and she's been very instrumental in getting these things going. So we're really excited to get into some discussions with them today, and we're looking forward to the weekend. So Miss Kaboub, how are you today? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us this morning.
You come up with an idea and they run with you.
Always a pleasure.
We love it.
Always a pleasure.
We don't have a choice. We have to run with her.
Yeah, you're
They're
coming
dragging
along
with me anyway.
You're coming along for the ride. Yes.
Yes. So can we just have you introduce yourselves and we know that all of you are staunch board members of the Grand Bahama Artists Association. You get these things going.
ArtLucaya.
Sorry.
ArtLucaya.
ArtLucaya.
We are
ArtLucaya.
Cousins.
They're cousins.
Okay.
So we
some
are
relation
family.
there.
We're family. Okay.
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
cousins. But I'll let Sheldon introduce himself. I think he'll.
Yes.
I'm Sheldon Saint, one of the founding members of ArtLucaya.
It all started with this little group of people here
Yes,
I remember that. Yes. Indeed.
4 years ago.
4 years ago, I can't believe it's actually 4 years that we've actually been doing this. And this year is going to be bigger and better than the previous years that we've had this particular event. You mentioned Art Basel. This is indeed the Art Basel of the Bahamas, ArtLucaya.
That's it.
Well, it starts here.
Yes,
Yeah.
it definitely
It started
starts
here.
Yes.
Okay. I was prophetic. Remember when we sat down, we had you guys on the show, and I said the annual.
Yes.
On the first show. On the first I said, the annual event.
We have to dream big, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you tying the theme in.
Hey,
Okay. That's why she's the chairman.
I like that.
Yes.
Sheldon is being very humble because he's only introduced himself as a member of the committee, but we all know Sheldon is a renowned watercolor artist, right here in Grand Bahama. making waves across the nation and around the world. So
Who's got an
there you go.
exhibition? I mean, just
And he's got an
little-
exhibit right
an
now.
exhibit
That's
going
right.
on with the National Art Gallery at the lobby at
Pelican Bay.
If you haven't seen it, please go and see it.
I've
It's
seen it. I did not
amazing.
know that those were Sheldon's pieces.
It's a
How did
it's
you
a-
not
yeah,
know the
it's
entire lobby
amazing.
downstairs?
Yeah, it's a solo. It's a solo show. It's 100% all of his pieces. So if you haven't seen his work, if you don't know his work, you've got to see it. It's just a feast for the eyes.
I don't think people recognize that a lot of places, art galleries, you sometimes have to pay to go to see the work of the artist. But his work, his collection is there, and it's 100% free that you can go and feast your eyes on the work that he has put together.
But it's not only free, but it's also open 24 hours a day. You can go anytime after
That's
dinner,
also-
before breakfast. It's always open. They're very good security. You can walk in, see for yourself, sit, contemplate, and then go by for your day.
All right, so that's the opportunity to be able to go down there and have your Instagrammable moments so that you can be able to show it internationally. So we're definitely looking forward to that. And next to Mr. Saint, we have another wonderful lady here. Of course, we had you on each one of the shows with ArtLucaya, and it's certainly a pleasure to have you today. So we want to hear from you, Madame.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. I'm also a founding member of this ArtLucaya. My name is Chantal Bethel, but I'm also part of the curating team for ArtLucaya, and we are pleased to have Eileen Sova and Byron with us, Armstrong. They are really helping us to raise the bar for art in Freeport, so you'll be seeing them pretty soon.
So we're definitely we're looking forward to some of the work that you guys would have done curating everything.
Yes.
And I remember, I want to say, was it the very last one? Or maybe the second ArtLucaya? I was blown away. It was a place that you guys curated in the Port Lucaya marketplace. And when you walked
Yeah,
into that
yeah.
room, it was a completely different experience from everything else. And so I know that the work that you do along with Mr. Saint and team, I know that you guys do some amazing things. So this year is going to be fantastic.
Yes. I
We
think Chantal is also-
definitely want to hear from the Sovas.
She's also being very modest because she's not only traveled to display and take the Bahamas art. You were at Fuse, was it called?
Yes,
Fuse. Yes,
Caribbean, yes.
exactly. So again, being very modest and humble, but you have represented Grand Bahama strong in the Bahamas and Nassau as well recently
Yes.
in the U.S. So
Yeah, and
That's
that's
right.
why we want to see art grow in Freeport,
Right.
in
Yes.
Grand Bahama, so that people can come here for art, not just sand and sea, but for art.
but for art. Well, you're doing a great job because it's happening.
Right.
It's
So
happening.
this
You're
is
working
now
very
the
hard
home.
on it.
Yes. This is now the home for art. And of course, a lady that I always speak to every time ArtLucaya comes around, she is the number one person giving me a quick call about some things and how they're working. And it's always a pleasure to see you. So tell us about your background and about yourself.
Thank you. It's always great to be here. I'm Lisa Codella, and I'm a writer and ceramic artist, but for a few months out of the year, I'm only immersed in ArtLucaya. So, and that's where we are at the moment. And it's just a pleasure, like everyone else, to see what's happening with our art community here in Grand Bahama.
Right.
Because there's always been a community of artists, but to see us come together in the largest collection of art and artists of Grand Bahama every year, it's been very encouraging, very rewarding as a body of artists. We're learning a lot from each other and from guests like Byron Armstrong and Eileen Sova, who are bringing their professional expertise to the table and elevating us in that way as well. And yeah, always with the vision in mind of sharing our talent with our own community and with the world, in the hopes of bringing them here to see us all as well.
Okay, well, I know the world is watching, right, Alex?
Always, we're international. We're international.
I love to probe over
You know.
that.
So, as you know, people we're talking about ArtLucaya, but Fatima, can you walk me through what can attendees expect at this event?
I mean, this year it's really, every year we try to grow. Every year we try to do better than the year before. So this year haven't changed. So this year we're going to have the unveiling, obviously, of the entire show, which is going to be, which is actually incredible. And I think everyone's going to be blown away by the scale and also the sort of sophistication of some of the work that we have exhibited at the moment, not only for the artist, but also for the artist student, whose work is equally really, really fascinating, and I think will captivate a lot of the people when you go and see it on Sunday. So opening night, our vernissage night, is on Friday, this Friday at 7 p.m. I think, if I don't get it wrong, 7 p.m. at Mosaic, our new artist hub space where we can exhibit. And so everyone is coming there. We have the Forces of Nature coming to perform, and obviously, as you know, they are real artists also. They write their music. It's a mixture of Junkanoo jazz, Jen Sweeting, and then there's a whole, I think we've got Mr. Manning Senior and
he's a part of the
Manning.
group.
We've got and who else?
Jens-
And then
Jens-
Jens as well. So it's the big artists, local artists, Grand Bahamian artists. ArtLucaya is Grand Bahama focused. So everything we do, we have Grand Bahama in mind, whether the artists, whether the performers. So that's what you're going to see. Obviously, Platinum Nights will be there performing a rush out as well, because you can't talk about art and culture without talking about Junkanoo.
Junkanoo, of
Obviously,
course.
it's a quintessentially part of Grand Bahamian culture.
Okay, so bringing the
and
flags.
yes,
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 definitely.
yes.
I'll
yes.
look good to get started, but
I think I'm ready. I think I'm
If
ready.
you're ready,
I think I'm ready.
okay, all right, go ahead.
So it's a full night of fun and, beauty for the ears, beauty for the eyes, beauty for the senses, a bit of food. So everything will be engaged in when you come on Friday.
So this is what did you call it again? What's the thing?
Vernissage.
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 It's a fancy name.
Yes.
I feel like I need to dress up in a gown.
Well, dress arty. I mean, you look fabulous today. This is exactly what you should be wearing.
Lucaya theme. I was thinking
Yeah.
about it. I want to express my color. They say dream, so I figured I look like I'm dreaming.
So you look
We
like
look
you're
like
dreaming.
we're dreaming.
Dream big. I'm dreaming
Yeah.
about ArtLucaya.
I'm
I'm
thinking of
with these
Jacob's
colors today.
coat of colors.
Yes.
Wonderful coat of colors. All right, so for the first night, we're going to have entertainment,
Yes.
the jazz and Junkanoo fusion. We're going to have a rush out. We're going to have light bites, and we're going to, of course, artists there, all the displays.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a wonderful evening. That's
Absolutely.
on our Friday night.
Yeah, and then with the advantage of Camilla, if you come Friday night, obviously we have a ticket price because we can't have it's nice to be able to invite people who come and contribute to what we're trying to achieve as a whole with ArtLucaya. So one of the goals we're trying to do is we have to make ArtLucaya sustainable, and the only way to do it is by preparing the next generation. How do you get the next generation to grow and to be able to participate and to contribute as well to what Grand Bahama has to offer as a whole? So as we go along, it's very, very important that we continue this tradition of supporting the younger generation. And the only way for us to do it is to sell tickets at the entrance, and 100% of those funds go into funding the art programs. Money goes directly to a little credit card into the art teachers, not to the schools, not to a pot. It goes to the teacher.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
they only know what they need for their program, to grow it, for the student to experience with art in a concrete way, and also because we want the younger generation to feel that it is a career path. It's not just something you do for fun when you're
It's not
depressed
just a
or when
hobby.
you're a rainy day. Yeah, it's not just a hobby. It's really something that you can pursue at a high level. You can, it's tangible, and and you can't convince people unless they experience it for themselves.
Okay.
So having them also part of the ArtLucaya, having their own show on Sunday, is for us as a team is really, really important, because when they come, they can meet with the artist, they can talk to the artist, and we do special tours for schools, especially for art students. But anyone, any school, any kids interested in art can come, and the artists are always present, always invited to come and talk about their work. So the student can see not sort of the flatness of a work necessarily, but the depth of it, the meaning behind the scene. What was the artist trying to say? What was the story behind the work? And I think that's far more interesting for students in terms of how they will paint or how they interpret what they want to say into a canvas or into sculpture. So it's everything feeds into it makes a lot of sense, even though it may not appear when you look at a schedule, but actually everything makes sense. Everything feeds off each other.
Right.
And that's something we try to cultivate and to sustain. And obviously, when you guests come and buy the tickets, that money goes to funding this program.
And I think we
Obviously-
can't understate the fact that it has been 3 years, and for the last 3 years, each year, ArtLucaya has been able to give back to those schools $10,000 each year.
Each year.
And that's the community being able to support all of you for this particular event, but definitely on the tail end supporting these children. And that's really important.
Absolutely.
In this community.
Absolutely.
And that's both private and public schools and the schools that would participate. And I do believe there may have been 1 or 2 schools that did not have art classes before, but as a result of being able to be a part of the show, they had an opportunity to also, benefit from the funding as well.
Absolutely.
That's really important.
And it's not just a school in Freeport. We have 8 Mile Rock High who's participating, doing really well. We have also invited the Beacon School this year to participate and also part of our funding because they have an art program. So being able to grow everything we do, whether it's the school program, whether it's the the art community, whether it's what we give in terms of performances and value for our guests, it's been really our focus. But of course, to have the ability to take those funds from ticket sales and to give them out again, someone has to pay for the event, someone has to pay for everything, and that's where our sponsors come in. And I have to say, I know there's no one from the Port Authority or from Carnival here to talk about it, but the Port Authority has been incredible with financing the ArtLucaya for the last 4 years, without which we would not be able to do this every year. And creating consistency in what we do is essential, but we can't do it without their funding. So they cover the cost for everything. And this year we're very lucky again to have Carnival this year for the 2nd year, who's been helping us, also sponsoring us for all our performing arts, for helping us with our student exhibitions, and because obviously we have Mosaic for the big show, but we had to
Create a space for the
create
students.
a space for the students because because they deserve their own space, they deserve their own identity to be able to sort of experience what it is to have an exhibition, the opening night, so that we'll have music, we'll have entertainment, we'll have television, the young artists will be pushed forward, front line in terms of talking about their work. So it's must be quite scary for young age, but it's also a huge opportunity. And having this ability to do that, it's not always easy because we had to find a new space. So that's why
Lutheran.
Lutheran
The Lutheran, yes. Our Savior Lutheran Church.
Our Savior Lutheran Church comes in and they're incredibly kind and letting us one of their halls to use, which is right next door to Mosaic. So so having funding like that also allows us to go and paint or organize the space so that the student exhibition could shine really for itself.
Okay. Now, Mr. Saint, let's talk a little bit about what we can look forward to on the inside. I know you can't tell us too much because you want people to come out, right?
Right.
But we want to know, tell us about maybe some of the themes that we may find as we go through Mosaic on a Friday night.
The theme this year, dream big. Well, I say this, if you're going to dream, you might as well just dream big. It doesn't make any sense in you dreaming small.
Right.
When you come there, you're going to be surprised by the kind of mediums that we've used, the size that that's going to be there on display, the subject matter, all of that good stuff. And I just want to say one thing. For those who are excited about this year's event, have a seat. Everyone's sitting down. So you're all excited about this year's event. You've been excited about last year and the other previous years. And I'm definitely looking forward to our guests coming in and having conversations with them and the folks coming by and chit-chatting with the artists and asking them about their piece. It's something that I'm definitely looking forward to.
Okay.
All right, Chantal, so the theme is dream big. Is there any parameters to the artist, or you just give them the theme and say run wild?
That's it. Dream big. Dream big. We also have artists who are talking about their dreams, not just dreaming big, but the dreams that they've had.
Okay.
And so the stories are really interesting. And we have installations, we have sculptures, we have paintings, and there is really a lot for you to see.
And we need to come prepared. Now, I know this is a 3-day event. Will people be able to purchase the art that they see on display?
Absolutely.
Okay. She's like,
That is the end. That is the end goal.
right.
Yeah.
But it's not always about just selling though, because
understand.
people, or when I invite people to a show, they say, well, I've been spending a lot of money, I can buy more. Well, I only have 2 pieces in the show, so if I invite 300 people, I don't expect everybody to buy, correct?
Right.
All right. So really, art is about sharing. It's about sharing our experiences, about sharing our thoughts, our feelings, our soul. So we want you to understand that, and we have a story to tell. So the same way you want to listen to somebody, doing poetry.
Right.
Exactly. So art, the visual arts, is poetry sometimes without words.
Yes.
So we would like for people to come and experience it.
I'm sure they will. I'm definitely sure that they will do that. And Ms. Cadella, I know during the course of the week, sometimes if I stop by Mosaic, you're there, or another young lady may be there. So Mosaic is open to the public
Another young
regularly,
lady?
right?
She's like, who is there? Who's there if I stand? Right.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
Bahamian artistry is really what's on showcase
Yeah.
in Mosaic. So even if someone doesn't have the opportunity to come and see ArtLucaya during the course of this weekend, if they were to come to Mosaic, what would they experience during the course of the week? Just coming on
this
in.
is the thing that we are trying to encourage with ArtLucaya and bring to the forefront. Some of us have a perception that art is only for a certain type of person. And we want to emphasize the fact that art is for everyone. It's already a part of our daily lives, even if we don't acknowledge it as such. Everything you look at is based out of art and design. And so if you come to ArtLucaya, if you come to Mosaic, that's your chance to experience it in your own way. There is no right or wrong way. There's no test. You come and the artist has put their work there with their intention, but they understand as artists that once the viewing public sees it, there's an interaction that goes on there. There's an exchange from your experiences. You take a look at their work and you ingest it in that way and interpret it in your own way. So that's what we would ask for people to come out and enjoy it. Just free yourself to just come and experience the art of Grand Bahama. It's not just Bahamians, it's people who call Grand Bahama home. So we have a lot of Bahamians, we have a few residents who are here who are artists. And you mentioned earlier that there are over 40 artists. They're actually closer to 70 because it's over 40 adults in the Mosaic Gallery. But there's close to 40 students in the student gallery.
That's awesome.
And I want you to know
That
that
has grown significantly.
it has grown.
Yeah.
It has grown. We even have a student this year. We were talking about the schools, but we have a student who was homeschooled, right? And this is the thing, the beautiful thing about it. Like ArtLucaya is something of a perfect little microcosm of what it means to be community, because we've got the private sector supporting us. We have the artists who are, most of us are at home working individually on our work and then coming together. We have the children who are being mentored by their students, by their teachers in school, and bringing their artwork forward. And don't sleep on them, because when you speak to them and they explain the thinking behind their work, it's very well thought out. It's deep, and they're young, so they're kind of bold. So I would say come out on Friday to see the adult show, but don't forget to join us on Sunday as well, because the student gallery will be open then.
Okay. Now we're going to talk with Ms. Kaboob just a little bit more. I know we have to wrap up this particular segment, but Saturday is also a big day, and we're going to be showing that flyer on the screen so that everybody would be able to see. But I just wanted you to highlight maybe 1 or 2 things about the Saturday, and we'll talk about it in a little bit more detail when we come in the next segment.
Well, Saturday we've got the artist conversation, which are very, very important, because they sort of it's important for everyone just to see a little bit the process of artists, how they think, how they the logic behind it, with their own logic behind their own work. Or so the artist talk is starts at 10 o'clock. I can't see very well. So Coffee with Eileen, who you're going to see in a minute, who's going to talk about who's been curating the entire show. And we'll talk about it in the second segment, I know, but she will be leading this conversation, and then we'll have a talk also with Veronica Dorset, who's our, I want to say, guest artist, but she is Grand Bahamian. Having said that, I know she's in Canada, but she's and she's very, very, which is quite international, I suppose we should say. She's in Toronto, yes. And she exhibits in quite internationally now. She's very, very good. She's brilliant. So we're very pleased that she can come and join us. She will be talking about also her work, which is fascinating. It's very different. It's not paint. It's a bit more collage, and she'll be talking about her work more in depth, and so everyone must really come and see it and hear it, because it's quite fascinating what she does, and it's culturally quite sort of powerful, I think something not to miss. Then we've got a workshop with Claudette Dean, which equally limited spaces, because obviously we can only accommodate about 15.
I think the tickets are
people.
almost out.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yes. So if you want to
the
get a
workshop
ticket,
as
you
well.
have to purchase it now.
I know.
For sure.
And then in the evening we've got a film screening.
Yes.
Film
Sorry.
screening.
Dyslexic, I'm afraid. At 6 p.m., which is a film about the story of the arts in the Bahamas, how it all started. It's I can't see very well who did it, but anyway,
It's
Re-
John
reframing
Cox.
Paradise.
John Cox,
Reframing Paradise. And really the story shows how artists in Nassau have grown from a small pop-up studio to Fuse Caribbean. That's the story.
and it goes back to quite far back, so it's a real historical documentary.
And what
obviously
time does that start
artistic.
again?
That's
6
6
o'clock.
p.m.
6,
Okay.
okay.
All right,
And
and
it's
it's
free.
free.
It's
So
Mosaic.
But it's
Grand
one
Bahama.
show, it's one seat short of whatever, how many spaces?
Yes.
Because one is already mine.
All right, guys. So we have so much more coming after this break, so that we can continue to talk about ArtLucaya and all of the wonderful things that's happening down at Mosaic, starting this week, Friday, straight through the weekend, all the way until Sunday. And so we want you guys to be able to come out and support. I just want to drop in there. If you want to purchase tickets to attend the Friday event or the Claudette Dean workshop on Saturday, go to art.tickets. That's TIKKETS.com. We have so much more to come on the other side of this break. Can't wait to see you. We'll be right back right after this.
Welcome to Freeport, the reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
Hi, everyone, and we're back here on Focus Forward, having a fantastic day today. It is all about art, Lucaya. Yes, we are always having a fantastic day. Always a good time. Always a good time. So we're talking about Art Lucaya today. Their theme this year is Dream Big. And I believe Mr. Saint said it best when he said, well, if you're going to dream, don't dream small. Just
Exactly.
dream
But
big.
you need to give big some accent. Put some respect on the theme.
Okay, go ahead. You do it.
Dream big. That's it. Like he says, we ain't doing this small.
Right.
Remember I told you Freeport is big things.
Okay.
But this is the Grand Bahama Art Festival.
Yes. And of course, we had some conversations with the board members of the Grand Bahama Artists Association and those participating in Art Lucaya. And of course, the chairman is still joining us, Ms. Fatima Zara Kaboub. And we have her here along with some very, very special guests, and we'll also allow them to introduce themselves. But we are so happy to have all of you joining us. So thank you so much for coming here, being in Grand Bahama. Of course, I know we have alongside you persons from Armova Curatorial. Make sure I get it correct, right? Armova Curatorial, all the way from Toronto, Canada. So we're so excited to have you, and thank you so much. I hope that your experience here in Grand Bahama, and in particular in Freeport, has been wonderful and continues to be just that and even more coming through the weekend. And so if you can tell us just a little bit about yourself, your background, we want to get to know you.
So my name is Eileen Sova, and I am a partner in Armova Curatorial. I'm also a professor in drawing and painting at OCAD University in Toronto, and I have Bahamian roots. My grandfather, Alfonso Farrington, is from Nassau, and he emigrated to Toronto in the 1940s. And I've been coming back to work with the arts community since 2011, doing residencies and partnerships with Project ICE and the Bahamar and the Fuse and Current. And so this opportunity to help with ArtLucaya was such an honor. I was so excited to be asked. I'm very inspired by what's happening in the arts community in the Bahamas. And every time I come, I'm completely transformed. So I was very excited to be asked.
It's good to have
do
you.
this.
She looks
Yes.
Grand Bahamian, right?
Yes.
She has all the
She
artsy
fits right
vibe.
in. Yes.
So you come to Grand Bahama and you realize there's big things happening here.
Yes.
Like you said, you're blown away each
blown
time.
away each time. So inspired. I go back and completely have a week of studio days and just make art because I just leave with all this creativity and stimulation every time I come.
And we didn't
Yeah.
pay her to say that.
No.
She did that. She did that all on her own. So the entire committee of ArtLucaya is doing an amazing job because we got you here on the 4th year, and you, who are traveled as some of our artists here, they make an impression on you.
They do. They do,
Uh-huh.
absolutely.
I think she's
Love
not
to
going to
hear
be
that.
leaving that quickly.
No,
No.
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 And we will welcome her to stay.
Yes. Yes, I would love that. I would love that.
All right.
It's not allowed.
She's not allowed to leave.
Not allowed
Okay.
to leave. That's fine.
Yes. All right. And just slide right over on the side of you, this beautiful lady here. Tell us who you are.
I am Rachel Pyfrom. I am Bahamian. I'm from Nassau. But I moved to Toronto to go to OCAD, attend OCAD. Drawing and painting is my major. Graduated 2 years ago, and I've been with Eileen probably since then, since I moved there. Yeah.
What does it feel like to just live the life, right? A lot of us would go to school and we would pick something, we would study, end up working for a business somewhere.
Not quite in the field that you went to
Right,
school
not
for.
in the field that you went to school for. But how does it feel to be in the art space, having gone to school, come back out of school, and continue to work? And the question is for both of you, actually, because it's so amazing to see you doing what you're doing. That is exactly what we want our Grand Bahamian artists to be able to do.
And understand that it's
What
possible.
does that? Yes. What does that feel like?
It feels tremendously. I feel tremendously privileged. Just so grateful that I'm able to follow my passion and work in a field where I've been so grateful to be able to work in that field as my only job of growing up. I'm teaching art, or I'm doing like art camps, or being an artist myself, and I've always had someone supporting me. My mom, my dad, Antonius Roberts. I studied under him for a bit. I studied under Kim Smith, a well-renowned pencil artist, clear and pencil artist, and being able to have so much support behind me, pushing me to go to Toronto to get my drawing and painting degree, having Eileen here to support me there as well. It's just been perfect, Perfect, just perfect. There's been some trial and tribulations, figuring out like, where am I gonna stay? I don't have any family over there, so it's been really, really heartwarming to have support from both Byron and Eileen as well. So it's been great. It's just been perfect. Yeah.
I'm so thankful that she shared that, because in the first segment we talked about how important it is for our young artists to understand that this is not just a hobby, that they can explore this, they can further their education in the medium that they want to work within, and you can have a future, whether it's not just for profit, but you could do what you love. And before we got on camera, we were talking to Eileen about that, and I'd asked her the same question like Glendia said. How does it feel to work in the field, 100% do what you do, and just because you love it?
Yeah, I think people often ask me, oh, you work so much. And I think I'm not working. Like it's that old adage, if you do what you love, not a single day is really work. But I think like the other guests, Rachel's being a little bit humble. So I noticed her very strong talent and enthusiasm and passion for art when she was at OCAD. And I have a company in Toronto called Blank Canvases, which is also part of this partnership with ArtLucaya. And we go into schools and we do half-day workshops with elementary students. And I hired Rachel to do those workshops. And the feedback from the teachers in Toronto has been so enthusiastic. So we often get emails and reviews. Rachel is such a talented educator. She has the students in the palm of her hand. They learn so much. Like, she meets all the learning outcomes from the curriculum. Like, she's quite a serious educator, but she makes it fun for the children, and they have wonderful outcomes. Like, the art they create with Rachel's mentorship is beyond anything that we can imagine. So we feel privileged that she agreed to join Blank Canvases and that she's doing this work with us. So she's been brought to this partnership to teach the children and do children's workshops in the schools while we're here this week.
We love that. So I know she'll definitely be looking forward to Sunday with all of the students that will be at the Lutheran Church over at the hall.
I just want to say I witnessed Rachel working yesterday evening with some of the kids on island, and I have to say, knowing those children to be very impossible to sort of control, there's this sort of and we had sort of 18 kids in the same room and all different, sort of running around, and they were sitting, they were listening, no screaming. You were amazing with them. I don't know how you clearly spoke to their soul, because they were completely sitting there, did incredible work. I was really surprised by the sort of a different age group. You had sort of 16, 17 years old down to 6 years old, I think. Yeah. And I was blown away. She's actually amazing. Actually, you're absolutely right. She doesn't underestimate herself.
The children whisperer.
The children whisperer.
She is. Yes.
Well,
yes.
I try to make it. I love to relate to the kids. I like some of the things that they like. Kids love their cartoons and their cars and their toys and their devices. Stuff like that. So I try to incorporate that as well into the art, because I want it to be fun, right? I want the kids to have, at the end of the day, for them to have a fantastic experience with the art, especially kids who have not done any of the techniques or the artwork that we do, and for them to not be afraid to try new things and to be comfortable while doing it, while also sneaking in a little bit of learning for the teachers as well, like sneaking some vocabulary, maybe some math, maybe some job opportunities, get it rolling a bit.
Okay, all right. Awesome. Now we want to move on to certainly the last, but definitely not the least, Mr. Byron Armstrong, who's joining us as well. Mr. Armstrong, give us your background. Tell us a little bit about you.
So I am an art writer and journalist from Toronto, Canada. I cover mainly art and community, which makes this whole exhibition bread and butter for me. I also have, I'm also really interested in the intersections of community in terms of the global experience. As a writer, I write for a number of publications. I write for American publications like Forbes. I've New York publications like White Hot Magazine. And all of these places also have an international sort of perspective. So for me, it's just sort of a natural thing to think about the arts in terms of a global community, a local community, and how we sort of bring those two ideas together.
Okay. Now, I understand that you are also partners with Eileen. Tell us a little bit about that partnership. Sound like a hot topic there.
No. So we're both business partners and partners in life. Our child is outside right now.
Let's give a shout out. Okay. Let's give a shout
out. Shout out to Zaylin. Zaylin outside. Armova is actually an amalgam of our names, our last names. And it's a great experience. I mean, I don't know what anybody complains about working with their partner. It's been wonderful. Good. Nobody paid me to say that.
I was about to say, that's the best thing that you could say right now.
Okay. But that's a plus. So not only do you get, again, you have two people, they get to work in the field that they absolutely love. Yes. They get to work together, and of course, I got to do this. You come to the Bahamas.
Right.
It's the best place on earth. If
makes
nobody told you, it makes it even better. Exactly.
So let's talk about the partnership then between ArtLucaya and Armova. Why was that so important? I know you guys would have connected, I'm sure, with the chairman and some others. Why was that so important to make this happen in the fourth year?
Well, when we started, as we talked about a bit earlier, it was just a small group of us. You know, between Chantal, Lisa, and Sheldon, it was a small group of us. How do we do this? How do we? And we created our own show. We the best we could. We had to rent spaces originally, and now that we have our own space, we did it so far, but obviously curating is a really specific job. It's something, it's very, very sophisticated. It's quite, obviously we can do it, but we wanted to be something really professional, because we wanted ArtLucaya to become something really professional, to be seen as a really professional show platform, and having a professional curator and having someone like Byron also talk about it, because he's very humble, but he's an incredible writer. Actually, I've read some of his pieces, and some of the work you've done for ArtLucaya so far is just incredible. It's sort of it puts it in. He put into words what the average person can't. Like, I can't put into words some of the thing I see, some of the thing I feel by looking at this work, and he's done it in such an incredibly sophisticated way that it just makes the whole thing, it elevates the whole experience. And that was essential for us. We came at the crossroad where, when you, like everything you do in life, you try to always grow.
Right.
We have very ambitious goals, as we all hope for this thing, for ArtLucaya to become something really important on the Caribbean level at some point. But in order to reach your goals, you have to grow every year. Every year you have to tick an extra box. How do you go from? And this was a logical and way to do it. Finding the right partner wasn't necessarily easy, so thank God that Eileen worked with Chantal before. She did a lot of work with, and I think you can talk about it a little bit more. She did a lot of work with putting Fuse into a place where it is today. So for us, suddenly it was just, it was obvious that was the partnership that we needed. And we spoke with Eileen, and she incredibly sweetly jumped immediately, saying, "Yeah, I'd love the idea. I want to do this." And this is where we are today.
That's where we are
then
today.
You have to talk about your side.
Yes. Yeah, so we were at Fuse, and we're great friends with the ArtLucaya artists, because over the years I've been coming down, doing critiques, doing studio visits, writing catalog essays. I was invited to curate a show with some of the artists on the island, and so I'd made some very dear relationships with those artists, and Chantal approached me and Byron at Fuse, and we went out for dinner and had a long conversation about what this partnership could mean, and then we had some Zoom meetings, and we were very excited. And I think one of the things that we are most excited about is this idea of the bringing art back to the community. So one of the things Byron and I are very passionate about, and we talk about in our curatorial statement, is this idea of decolonizing art. So when we were pre-colonization in our communities, art happened in community. The community got together and made art with artists. And at some point in a very European education system, artists were trained to be separate from community, and it became this very elitist kind of activity, cultural activity, where I talk to friends in Toronto who are afraid to go into art galleries. Oh, it's an intimidating space. I feel, unintelligent when I'm in a gallery. I don't want to go in there and feel uncomfortable. And I've thought about that a lot in my art career, like why people are separate from art. Now art has become just something for highly educated or wealthy people. And so one of our goals as this partnership is to bring art back to community. And I think ArtLucaya also has that goal and that ethos. And I really believe in that, and I'm so impressed with it. And just even the name ArtLucaya connects it back to the indigenous communities that were here on this island pre-contact. And that's very close to my heart as well, because in those communities, artists made work together, and they made work with each other, and everyone was considered an artist. It wasn't this idea of artist way up here and the community here. So I think that's one of the main reasons we said yes.
I like that you said yes.
The model is also really speaks well to that whole theme, because we have student artists, emerging artists, more established artists all together at this exhibition. So it's truly reflective of the community without any barriers.
Now, in your way, Byron, in 60 seconds, what would you say to someone when you tell them, well, I'm in Grand Bahama for ArtLucaya, and they're like, why? I've never heard of it.
Well, what I would tell them is ArtLucaya is inspirational, aspirational. The art scene is exploding. The artists are incredible. And there's really, if you want to be at the starting point, the entry point of the next Art Basel, this is where you should be for the Caribbean. This is where you should be.
I love that. We need to take a clip of that and blast it on social media.
We didn't pay him to say that either.
No,
that's right. But that is true. That's an international writer
Mm-hmm.
experiencing different things. Artists, that's been all over the world to say that. Our artists say it all the time. That this is something great. And we've had these artists in Grand Bahama for years, but they've not had a place or an opportunity to really display their work right here in Grand Bahama all the time.
Yes.
And that's what Mosaic House has offered to our artists that are here. And I like that you say we're bringing it back to the community, because it's right in the heart of the community of Grand Bahama.
Right. So, Ms. Kabub, if we think about ArtLucaya and everything that's happening over the course of the weekend, I just want us to run back down over the activities for persons that are just joining us now and they may have missed the top. So Friday, let's talk about Friday.
At 7 p.m. We've got the big opening night, so the vernissage, which is at Mosaic. It's at 7 p.m. It will start with a big bang of Junkanoo and the Forces of Nature performing. It's going to be an incredible show. Forces of Nature, they write their own music. It's going to be a mix of fusion of Junkanoo jazz. And that's going to be really, really fun. And that's when we unveil the big show, the Dream Big, which is pretty extraordinary actually this year. And fabulous work. But the curating has been so amazing. There's such an incredible story that is told through the eyes of Eileen and through Byron's eyes as well, which is sort of really, really extraordinary actually. And I hope everyone can experience this. But it's $100 to come in. When you come in, you contribute to the student funds that we give back to all the schools, the high schools in Grand Bahama. They have an art program. But what I want to say is it's not just the vernissage is a special event. It's a fun event. It's a celebration. But it doesn't stop there. On Monday, after the weekend, ArtLucaya, the whole exhibition will be on for 30 days for free. Anyone who doesn't come for the great opening is very welcome to come from 9 to 5. At Mosaic, it will be open. Anyone, I think it was 10 to 5. 10 to 5. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Mosaic. The show will be on for 30 days and you can see it. If you're a group, if you're schools, which we've done in the past, if you book an appointment, you can have the artists be there as well, because this is a teaching program, this is a mentoring program. So if you're a school and artists will be there, they will talk about their work, they will explain everything, and it's a real interaction with the artists, which is really special. So, and then that's for Friday night. Saturday, we've got a full schedule of events. It starts with Coffee with Eileen, who's going to be talking about the creation behind the show this year, and the behind the scenes, her own experience as well. Then we'll have a artist conversation, artist talks, is going to be hosted by Byron with Veronica Dorset, who's an incredibly talented Grand Bahamian artist, who now is in Canada, and very fascinating work, which anyone should come and listen to her actually, because she's got a fantastic take on obviously her own experience of life, the cultural aspect, and different technique that she's bringing also, which is sort of really, you can't miss that. It's not just for the artists, but I think people who enjoy arts, it's quite fun to hear her, because there is a whole artistic, slightly political as well. There's a lot of baggage behind her work, which is fascinating to listen to. So we have to, I don't know if, are we streaming that? I'm not sure, but it's something we should really, have going forward, because I think her talk is going to be, especially seen through Byron's eye, who's good. He's very good at getting the right information out of people. I think it's going to be really, really good. So that's that. Then at 1 p.m. we've got a workshop with Claudette Dean, who's doing translating your dreams into canvas, which is very much what she does. She's very, very good at it. She's incredibly talented Grand Bahamian artist, obviously, but she will talk about her stories, the stories behind her work, and how we can all, share and experience and feel. But it's limited places. Only 15 people can come. So I think it's almost sold out already.
And this is a workshop where
it's a workshop,
create something.
yes, at Mosaic. And then at 6 p.m. we've got the film screening of Reframing Paradise, which is a film that was done to talk about the history of art in the Bahamas. Obviously, in hindsight, we'll probably have a young history of art, perhaps, in the Bahamas, even though in comparison to, Italy or something,
right,
whatever. But it's a powerful story. It's a very, very powerful story that everyone should really hear about, watch, experience. It's at 6 p.m. It is free and it's on Mosaic. So please come, support everything is all catered towards art. And if you're an art person, if you like art, if you want to hear about,
I'm just curious about art.
What
is that house?
Yeah,
what is that building? I've had people ask me, what is that building on East Sunrise Highway?
Right, people have asked me that as well.
Like, it's an art gallery.
Just go and see it.
Just go and take a look.
It's not really, I wouldn't want to call it a gallery because we don't represent artists per se, but it's more of an art space.
Okay.
So artists, and just to perhaps the difference between the gallery and the art space, we don't charge anything for the artists. So 100%, when you buy a piece of art at Mosaic, 100% of the funds goes to the artists. So we don't take a commission. No, there's no commission. There's nothing. This is really a platform for artists to show their work, to promote them, and a really special community that we all learn. Also, what I've noticed over the years is every artist learn from each other. They share experiences. And it's so it's really special. It's really an art space.
Okay, the art space. So that's
space.
Friday, that's Saturday, and now finally the Sunday.
And then Sunday.
Then Sunday is our student artist exhibition, which is at 1 p.m. Sorry,
Okay.
1 p.m. and it's going to be. Oh, I'm not going to be able to say it. At our Savior Lutheran Church. Yes, I can say it.
Yes.
And the hall. They very kindly lent us to host the student exhibition. So it's been completely remade up, re-jazzed up, and it's going to be an amazing show for the students.
Looking forward to
completely
seeing that.
separate. So it's a full-on vernissage. They have their own vernissage, and it's going to be promoted as such. And yeah, come and support them.
Just featuring the students.
Just featuring the
Just for
students.
them.
What are some of the names of some of the schools where we know that we may have some of their students there? I mean, I know a lot of parents may be watching, and they can bring their children out to come and experience what's happening at ArtLucaya as well. And you never know, your child may be another child in ArtLucaya next year.
What mostly is every high school that has an art program usually will work with it, because obviously they get funding from ArtLucaya when they participate. So it's but also to encourage the teachers to sort of push the student a little bit, to exhibit, because you can teach art for students, and but to finish up to tick the box is sometimes not easy. So the teachers, I mean, that. So the teachers have really to work quite hard to get the pieces to be finished, the student to be focused to the end, and of course you've got exams. So there's a lot of things that plays
going
into.
on. Yeah.
So some of the schools, sometimes it's not their fault if they can't get it.
Yeah,
to
and we
ArtLucaya.
understand that.
It's
We just hope that
understandable.
they come maybe in the next year and they can be a part of that. So, Ms. Kaboob, if we can move into final thoughts from you regarding ArtLucaya this weekend, April 17th through to the 19th, what would you tell our viewers and our listeners about the event?
this is, you know, you've got to come and see it. This is the story of a community telling what their big dream is. I think it's very important for our island. I think as shared experiences, we all have a different life, but we all share the same experiences. We all go through the same hurricanes. We all go through the ups, the downs. We all have the same, history a bit, shared history certainly. Mm-hmm. And it's this is where they're all showing, their big dreams. Sheldon?
Yes. Their interpretation.
Yeah, so I think you really shouldn't miss it because it's really special actually. And as I said, curated with professionally, it's just amazing.
Okay. Well, we know that it's going to be amazing. We've experienced it before, but I believe this year is going to be extraordinary.
Extra special. Yes.
And we're definitely looking forward to that. And we want to thank all of our guests for being with us. Of course, Ms. Kaboub, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
again.
having us.
Thank you, Ms. Silva. Everybody, because we don't have everybody on the table right now. Oh, on the couches now.
But we've got them on
but
set.
We have them here joining us on set, and we're so grateful for them coming and sharing their experiences and telling us about their work and the preparation that they've been putting into play to ensure that ArtLucaya is just the Art Basel of the Northern Bahamas.
Of the Caribbean. You missed that. Of the Caribbean.
Of the Caribbean.
We're big. This is the next major art event that you slot on your calendar.
Yes.
And this is what artists are going to be coming from all over the world to see. And we're not just blowing smoke. We really want you to be a part of this. Get your ticket. Fly over to Grand Bahama.
I enjoy it
Come
every
and
year.
see. Every year they've done an amazing job. And what Ms. Kaboub has said is every year they have elevated.
Yes.
Yes.
And they will continue to do so, I am quite sure. So make sure that you get your tickets. That's art.tickets. That's TIKKETS.com. Get your tickets today for Friday. We may or may not. You will see when you go on the website, see if there are tickets for the workshop as well on Saturday with Ms. Claudette Dean. But we want you to be able to support this event because you're not only supporting ArtLucaya, but you're also supporting the students that are art students here on Grand Bahama from the east to the west, not just in Freeport.
That's right.
And so we want you to be able to come out and support. Thank you guys so much for joining Focus Forward and watching today. Make sure you like and you share and let everyone know if they want to know about what's happening right here in the city of Freeport. The only place to come is right here with me and this lady over here.
Right at Focus Forward. We want to thank our sponsors, of course, the Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, our glam squad who makes us beautiful every show, OMG Couture, Looking Fabulous, Visible Changes.
There are so many of them.
So
many
thank
of them
you
that
so
work
much.
along with us.
And don't
our
forget, if you
licensees.
want an opportunity to be on Focus Forward, just drop us an email at info
at gbpa.com.
That's right. And say you want to be in the show because we want to make sure feature all of our small businesses. And once again, go and get your tickets for ArtLucaya.
Yes.
This is an event you do not want to miss.
Definitely. Thank you for inviting us into your offices, your businesses, and your homes. Grand Bahama's best talk show, Focus Forward, is always here for you. And until next time, I'm Glendia Sweeting.
And I'm Alex Thompson.
Informing you on the positive things that happen when you focus
forward.
You've been listening to Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. Like us on Facebook at Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau to stay updated. And drop a business card at the Grand Bahama Port Authority receptionist desk to have your business featured on our show. Tune in next Thursday,
same time,
same place,
for Focus Forward.